whatever.
That was that night.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah, well, that was obviously the whole thing, that whole Amber thing, and the whole whatever. So he made an outright deal. He promised Amber he would vote me out. He promised them he would do it. They were going to protect each other. After spending a whole week of saying what a low life he thought that Dick was, he was out there whooping it up, giggling the night away, high-fiving him.
He's very boastful.
He went to Kale. Oh yeah, with his cape and his crown. I mean, give me a break. But even still, he's sitting around and go, bring me this and bring me that.
Making fun of Danielle and.
Oh yeah, he's his bitchy side is coming out, no doubt about it. And
I think he's the weakest of the five of you, and I'll tell you why. Because he's played three different groups of people. Mm-hmm. One, the Donato sex area. Mm-hmm. Two, you guys, and then had a side thing with Kale and somebody else, and I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's 100% obvious. He was working Kale so hard the last 2 weeks. Kale, after the thing with you guys sort of came unglued, Kale came to me and said, there's 4 people in this house I'd like to protect that are good people that I'd like to see do well. And it was me, Amber, Dustin, and Jamaica. And what I said to her at the time was, Kale, you couldn't be more full of shit. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I said, half those people hate you. You have a relationship with at least another 1 or 2 of them.
Right.
I was like, it's very nice that coincidentally you're citing people I speak to on a regular basis, but give me a break, Kale. You had a relationship with the people you had a relationship with. You dislike the people you dislike. You're just naming everyone else in the house. You don't have any desire to protect us.
The funny thing with
Dustin got the same speech, and as soon as Dustin got it, he was like, every single time in any meeting, any discussion, why should we get rid of Kale? Who cares? Kale's not a threat. Kale's not a threat. Because he was so far up Kale's butt, he knew that he always had Kale's vote, and he wanted Kale on the jury.
Well, the problem with him is that he also wants to always have an ear in everything. When Danielle was HOH and had a meeting, he had to run up there and be part of it. When I was outside talking to Danielle, about her not putting me up, he had to come in here and be like, dude, what's going on? I need to know. He always has to be involved in everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He always asks. He'll ask, what the nature of any conversation was. He'll chime into anything.
Personally, I can't trust him to save my life because he's on too many sides, and I don't know where that really lies.
Yeah, he thought, I think he thought he had you all, roped in, and that you guys had a great old relationship on the side also.
I told them that I would do what's best for me, because when I wasn't nominated as part, when I'm now nominated as part of the jury, I need to figure out what's the biggest threats in the house. Now, granted, I'm fucking ecstatic that Dick's going home because he fucking sucks. I mean, 100% my vote's going to him. I mean, to go.
Yeah, me too. That's a foregone conclusion. If he's up on the block, I will vote him out against whoever he's up against.
Same thing, as sucky as it is. If Danielle's up there and Dick goes, stays here, then I'm gonna vote her out because there's no way I'm having both of them. That's such a weighted decision for the end. It's so unfair. I think it's completely unfair to everyone else here.
Evidently, Danielle's also been going around telling people. Now, do I believe this? No. With me, you, and several other people in the house, but she's been going around carrying on to people about how they told her she scored the highest on all the tests and that she was, blah, 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 blah.
I finished the math test.
Yeah, and I did pretty fucking well on it also, but regardless whether that or not that's the case, what kind of a weird claim is that to go around making and throwing around in people's faces, with the competitions?
I expect that from Dustin, but not really from her.
Yeah, well, I guess she said it, and who knows what kind of group of people. But basically, Dustin was like, I'd go up against Dick as a pawn. And I thought it was a good idea because I thought it was a way of taking a little jab at Dustin, like a...
You're talking about for tonight?
Yeah, well, like a, you're like a little at him, while at the same time knowing that you're still going to secure the other person. And I thought it was funny too. I thought it would be a little bit of a slap in Dick's face, but Jess rightfully so was like, I want one of the two of them out, and the only way to secure that is putting them against each other, because otherwise she can win, she can pull him off, blah 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 blah. And she was correct in dismissing that. But the honest truth of the matter is that, I wouldn't mind his getting nominated. I don't need to see him go home, but I wouldn't mind to see him
Tread water.
sit in the hot seat, scramble around, have to line up and rally specific people. I mean, I spoke to everyone, but we all knew if I was getting the votes, we knew where they were coming from this week, and I didn't spend time talking to Dick to try and work them over and this and that. You know, I knew how Jen was going to vote, obviously. So, you know,
For me,
it would be
it's,
interesting
even for me with you, it's based on percentages to me.
I know. The way
With
they-
Jill having 5 HOH,
Please go to
there
the
was
diary.
no way
Oh yeah.
I could have
I know.
not kept her in.
Do you see me taking it personally?
No, I know.
I understand, evaluate things the same way. I still think that one thing does not
But that one
preclude
thing
us from doing anything
I
in the
agree.
future as well.
That does not penalize me for doing it with you.
Not to me. But
Personally,
you know, for Heath,
if
to
you
see
made
him
him squirm, if you
to
got
see
up there
him
and squirmed, that would be
and
fucking
to see
hilarious.
him run around, see who he'd have to rally behind, who he'd try and campaign with, saying, "Well, I know I'm safe, but you know, he'd be like shitting his pants a little bit or whatever." And
The drawback to that, though,
I
is
think
that
the
you
thing-
take the risk that Dick may stay.
yeah, well, the way I see it is, bare minimum, you have a guaranteed of the 3 votes from me, Amber, and Jamaica. So in the worst case scenario, it's a 3-3 tie, and Jess breaks it, and he goes anyway. So
I will vote him out.
yeah, and there you go. So I mean, I don't see that as a realistic possibility.
I mean, as much
but
as Dustin
I
is
think
full of shit.
I only had, you know, a certain leg I could stand on with that when I approached Jess with it, because I mean, he did, regardless of how he got from point A to point B, which was sketchy as all hell, he did ultimately save my ass. And Dustin, you know, which in turn is beneficial, obviously, to me. It's beneficial to Jess, you know, as being her friend. And
But
so
if he goes
I
up-
can't go up there. I'm not.
The
You know,
thing is,
I can't
though-
go up there and bury the kid.
The thing is, though, is if he goes up and he squirms to try and figure out where to go, he's going to try and side with you guys as much as he's going to tell bullshit to me and to Danielle.
But it's a kind of like it's a way to put the spotlight on him and evaluate how he is going to
I don't
react to
think
it.
he'll have loyalty to you guys.
I don't know. You know,
And the thing is,
he
though-
could just simply stand up there and say, "Hey, just like you did this last week or whatever, I need to count on the 3 of you. I know I'm fine. Don't even worry about it." Or he could run around trying to panic and make deals left and right and
See, I
make
think that's how it'll
promises.
be.
Well,
But the thing is, though, is then he's definitely going to go up next week because he's squirming.
but even if he does that, right, it shows what you need to know about him, and it would out him in a way. And
Well, he can't be trusted. I already know that.
well, you were not. Let's say this: you were not the only person to say that to me that night. You know, and I have just sort of reason to believe in general that, you know, he's working overtime to secure his own.